All right, let's just jump right in. We're tackling the biggest question of all today. Where did we come from? You know, the origin of life itself. Now, you've probably heard of the whole primordial soup idea. But what if that's all wrong? What if the answer isn't in a laboratory, but in the kitchen?
Yeah, I'm serious. Because the truth might be, well, a whole lot more delicious than any of us ever thought. It really boils down to this one simple, wild question. What if life wasn't some grand miracle, but more like a delivery?
Okay, so to really get our heads around this new idea, we've got to talk about what's wrong with the old one. There's a fundamental flaw, a real problem, lurking right there in the middle of that primordial soup.
So picture the classic theory, right? This big, watery mess. It's random, it's totally unstable. But here's the thing, that's not what life needs at all. Life needs structure. It needs something sticky, something that can grab onto energy and not let go. And scientists, believe it or not, have a name for this perfect state. They call it the melt.
And this right here is the killer flaw in the whole RNA world idea. I mean, the researchers themselves said it best. Life requires a binding agent. Life requires adhesion. Think about it. RNA is super fragile stuff. You can't just have it floating around aimlessly in some cosmic soup. It needs a scaffold, something to cling to. And it turns out, a bit of mud at the bottom of a pond, well, that just doesn't cut it.
So, okay, if the soup theory is off the table, what's the alternative? Well, there's a wild new idea gaining ground. It's radical, it's high speed, and it's called the Great Splatter Theory.
Now, the formal name is the Dairy Carbohydrate Impact Theory, or DCIT for short, and it suggests that life didn't start in some warm little pond. No, it started when giant comets made of frozen milk sugar literally slammed into huge continents of semi-hardened gluten. So yeah, forget the pond. We're talking about a kitchen disaster of cosmic proportions.
Look, a theory this out there needs some seriously bold proof, right? And to test it, the scientists didn't just mess around with beakers and test tubes. Oh no, they went straight to the biggest, most powerful machine on Earth to run an experiment they called the Big Bang Angle Experiment.
And the protocol, it's just beautiful in its simplicity. Step 1, you get yourself a 4.2 kilogram wheel of aged Gouda. Step 2, you prep a sourdough toroidal ring, which is, a bagel. Step 3, and this is the easy part, you just get access to the Large Hadron Collider. And then, step 4, you initiate a high-energy macronutrient convergence. Standard stuff. And the amount of energy we're talking about here is just staggering. 14 tera-electron volts. That's a huge amount of force. It was enough to blast that Gouda into what the official paper calls a supercritical fondue state. And that, my friends, is apparently the perfect condition for creating life.
So, what happens when you smash cheese into a bagel at nearly the speed of light? What did they find in the crumbs? This is where everything we thought we knew gets thrown out the window, because they found something they call the Genesis matrix.
The results were just wow. I mean, they weren't expecting this. It wasn't just a random mess of amino acids like in all the old experiments. No, they found these beautifully structured, self-organizing chains, and the genetic material itself was held together by, and I'm quoting here, stringy mozzarella-like filaments. And then, right in the middle of all that cheesy goodness, they found it, the very first living organism. So let me introduce you to Saccharomyces chaesis. This is it, the common ancestor to everything alive today. It's this tiny little thing with a really bizarre metabolism. It eats carbon, and it excretes, and I'm not making this up, a simplified marinara sauce. So it seems, yeah, all life began with pizza.
But wait, there's more. This discovery actually solves another huge, nagging mystery in biology, the problem of molecular handedness. You ever wonder why all the essential molecules of life are left-handed? Well, we might finally have an answer.
The answer is surprisingly elegant. It's called the oregano effect. Get this. When you expose molecules to savory aromatics, like herbs and spices, they naturally twist to the left. Why would they do that? Simple, to maximize their surface area so they can soak up more flavor. That double helix in your DNA? It's literally just trying to get more seasoning.
And they have the data to back this up. I mean, look at this chart, the spice vector. It clearly shows that the more herbs you add, the faster RNA replicates. It's not a correlation, it's a direct link. Seasoning literally equals more life.
Okay, so the implications here are just massive. This is way bigger than one experiment in a particle accelerator. This completely changes how we think about evolution, about our entire place in the cosmos. We're talking about a journey from calzones to the cosmos. You know that giant, mysterious gap in the fossil record, the one between single-celled organisms and complex multicellular life? Well, this theory explains it. Welcome to the calzone era. The idea is, about 3.5 billion years ago, the tectonic plates shifted, causing these massive primordial pizza planes to just fold over on themselves. This created these perfect, protected, warm, gooey pockets, a safe little incubator where complex life could finally get started.
So where does that leave us? What are we, in the grand scheme of things? Well, the lead researcher summed it up pretty perfectly. Quote, "We are essentially walking, talking, anxiety-ridden hot pockets." And honestly, that explains a lot.
This whole thing also completely upends our search for alien life. Forget the old Drake equation for finding intelligent civilizations. That's out. Now we have the Drake-Dominoes equation. It introduces a brand new, absolutely critical variable, PZ. That's the fraction of planets with the right oven temperature.
Think about it. It means we've been searching for all the wrong stuff this whole time. We shouldn't be looking for water on Mars. We should be looking for yeast.
And that brings us to the final, kind of chilling part of all this. The part that might just answer that great cosmic mystery, the Fermi paradox. Why is the universe so quiet? It's time we understood our real place on the menu.
I mean, if the ingredients for life are basically everywhere, if the universe is just one giant pantry, then where is everybody? Why haven't we met any aliens?
The answer, according to this theory, is as simple as it is terrifying. It's because, quote, "We are not intelligent life, we are menu items."
Yeah, the reason the universe is so silent, the reason no one's called, it's because dinner's not ready yet. The aliens aren't ignoring us, they're just preheating the oven.